Hello and welcome to my first Line War beginner video. In this video I want to show you how you can beat the AI on land maps with the least complexity I could think of. So I will use only 3 unit types and 2 different types of commands for this, so it's gonna be hopefully pretty easy to recreate by you. Um, But of course, as I'm only using this less units and commands, this is not about the optimal strategy, the optimal gameplay. I won't use any advanced tactics or strategies. And on the other hand, it won't be about explaining every simple game mechanic that is used here. If you're learning the game and want to know how everything works, I really would recommend to watch the in-game tutorials. They're better than anything that I can create and really cover everything that you can think of. So if you want to learn the game mechanics, look at this and try to recreate it in sandbox games or in games against the AI. This is really just the basic pattern how you can win against the AI and improve from that. You can add new units to that, add new command types, and learn it step by step. Just before we start, I want to point out the key point. How do you win? Um, you basically you win as soon as you motivate your opponent to resign, or you destroy every building that he owns. The easiest way to do this is just to have more troops than he has, then you can just beat him. Of course, you can micro, you can use better unit compositions, you can do some tricks like dropping commandos in the back, but in the end, it all doesn't matter. If you have more units, you will win. How do you get more units? You need more money. So you get money from 2 sources: territories and economy buildings. So you get 10 income or 10 capital per minute per territory. So that's the easiest way to get territory, because you don't have to invest into buildings. So to get more money, you need more territories. As a side effect, you also get more spots where you can build economy buildings if you have the money left to build those. So the simple formula to win is expand to get more money, to get more units, to beat your opponent. Easy. So now let's try this in a practical way. And we'll just go single player and play versus non-handicapped AI. So I will leave this at 1.00. If you want to have easier practice, just turn this a little bit down as far as you want, as far as you need. And I will just do this on an easy seat, so you can also recreate this. Just use seat 4, it's a big landmass. You can use it for that. Of course, what I show you now will work on every other land map. It's only land maps because for winning on sea maps it looks a little bit different. As you need more units, you need at least some kind of transportation. You get your units to the opponent. But this is something more advanced. We will start as simple as we can do it, just a big landmass and only using a few units. So let's start this. Okay, waiting for the map to load. So first the picking phase. As I said, the key point to win is to expand. So don't do a typical beginner mistake and start in a corner, because if you're starting in the corner, you can only expand in a few directions, and also you leave the rest of the map under control of the opponent. The best location to pick is just somewhere central as possible and try to grab as many territories as you can. So if there's like sea in the center, don't pick the sea, just pick a little bit above or button to it. But in this case, you have a nice spot here in the center. Just pick as many territories as you can. And also try to do the other spots just around that. So let's move on here and move on here. So now you have a good central position to start from. The AI just picked here above us. Doesn't really matter if he's starting here or here. We will just start here in a central location. Just pick 6 territories here. You can stretch it out if you want, just as you like. It doesn't really matter for this video. And the first thing we will do after the clock did count down, we will place commands for our starting infantry to move out in every direction and start capping in every direction, because we want as much territory as possible. So let's do this. And like I said, just move out in every direction. Doesn't have to be perfect, just let them start capping. Now, for starting buildings, this is a very default build that I'm doing now. I'm just building 2 factories and 4 barracks. You can change this a little bit, but I think for the start, this is a good start. Now the next thing is we want some air defensive. So we have to build some SAMs. Just double click on a factory, so you can you have selected both factories, and add SAM production to it. We'll probably scale this down later a bit, but for beginning, both factories producing artillery and SAM units is good. Next step is double click on all one of the commands, so you have select all of them and deactivate artillery. We don't want artillery to cap territories. Artillery is too slow to cap effectively, so we want artillery to send out to opponent. We already see the opponent here, so that's the direction we want them to move. Now I select all commands going into the direction to the opponent, and I delete them and create a new command with all land units as big as it can be, and just move there. Maybe not directly, I decided run. There's a lot of infantry. With that many infantry we probably lose. Just move it here so we can gather some troops here. Also select SAM unit, blue movement command, and just place 2 spots around your big army command. So now our army will gather here with the SAMs a little bit behind to give anti-air support. And now the thing is, while we wait here, we will give some more capping commands, because they're already nearing the end. So just delete those commands here. We also want the infantry going into the direction of the opponent, and just draw new commands. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to grab all the territories. It's just important that you're always expanding. You can grab every other territory later on. So I think now we have enough troops here, and just send it out here in the direction. It's important to always move the SAM spots near the front line, but never let them be attacked. If they're gonna be attacked, just move them back a little bit. So, and now we have a cycle. We are looking at the front line. We're looking what are our capping troops doing. Are there new opponents arriving there? Look at your money. Can you build a new building? I will now save money for another factory. We need, you can look it up here, 308 capital for that. So we just have to save a little bit more. And we will just continue to push into the enemy territory. Move up your SAMs a little bit. Here are 2 infantries that just standing around. We don't want them to just stay here. I will create another cap command and let them go in this direction. Looks good. Always move the SAMs with their main army. Let's cycle around. Capping goes on, that's good. And now we have enough money to build another factory. Let's just build it in the main base. Never build too near the front line, because if you get pushed back, it's easy that you lose your buildings. So now there's some air coming in, but we have SAMs defending our army, so that's really no problem. This helicopter would just go down. Not enough, okay. Doesn't matter. The front line is a little bit more advanced, just adapt this. Cycle around. Oh, here's some enemy territory. Doesn't really matter, we just keep on capping. Maybe later on we will build a barrack here, so we have more troops here. But for now, just keep cycling around. Can just keep on capping here. Something like this. And let's have a look at the front line. Here are a few units coming in. But at the same time, here's a producer we could face now. I would say let's split up a little bit. Let those units move here. And we will use our new production to go here. There's a few infantries going around here. Do we have to react to it? I don't think yet. Let's just see, we have enough money for a barrack. Let's just place another barrack a little bit in the back here. It could count as a capping barrack, so we can just use it to cap more territory. Always a good idea to do. And at the same time, we have some troops here to defend against this. Oh, the front line advanced a little bit, so let's move the SAMs a little bit more in front. They keep killing the helicopters here, and we are doing a good push. At the same time, we pretty much obliterated the units down here, so we can let those troops move on here and use the production to counter those units here in the north, in the forest. And this keeps pushing on here. It's probably looking good right now, but at some point we'll probably lose this army here, because the opponent is getting new units here, while our units are not getting sent up there. We can just change this. We send units more here, and maybe this was only a few infantries. This should be more than enough to deal with it. And so we now get again reinforcements here. We lost a little bit of the SAMs, doesn't really matter, because we still have 2 left. Those are just killing the helicopter. Let's just fall a little bit back with the SAMs, because there are more units incoming here. For buildings, we just continue building more barracks and factories. I think it's always good to have an about equal number of them. At the beginning of the game, I would recommend having more barracks. At the end of the game, you should have more factories. Also, if you think you're winning, have leftover money and free eco spots, you can always start to build some eco. For example, right now I think we're doing a good push, we're winning, we're having more troops than the opponent. Let's save money for this town down here. It's 300 capital. And let's have another look if all our capping troops are doing good. I like to clean up the commands as good as I can, so I don't have always a lot of old commands everywhere. This is very annoying and confusing if you have a lot of commands everywhere. So as good as it is. Oh, we should go back a little bit with those SAMs. This army is doing good. Don't think we need more units here. I can just move through this forest. And our main army can advance here. So we have enough money for the town. Let's just build it here. Have a look at the capping infantry. Everything is looking good. Let's just add some more commands. So let's stay here. I don't think we need this one. It will just let them head out here. Here gets everything capped. It's everything nice. Looks good to me. We are pushing here through. It's like a kind of stalemate here, but we're getting more troops here. This is also looking good. Those artilleries are gonna be destroyed by those troops and then supported here. We're capping here with a single infantry, not optimal, but we're capping. And we can build another unit producer. Maybe, as it's a big map, let's try to cap more here. As I said, it's crucial to be fast in capping. Let's build a capping barrack here too, because we don't have that many troops here yet. And I recreate the capping commands here, so we can get all those territories down here faster, also expanding here to the north. So what's going on in the front line? Oh, we didn't send SAMs with here, doesn't really matter. They did their job, they destroyed the army that was going on from the opponent here and kept us all those territories down here. The front line, main front line is looking good. The side front line is also looking good. We can just push here through the forest. Oh, there's a few units hidden here in the forest. Let's send them here. We have to watch that this doesn't happen, though, because this have command will override this dot command. The dot command has to be here on free land. But you see, we have more than enough SAMs to just counter any air attacks that are going to hit us here. And now we have enough money to place more unit producers. Let's just build one more factory and one more barrack. It's not enough for this barrack, let's just wait for the money. 220 we need for a barrack. And let's just cycle around for the capping. Again, capping going on here. Always try to do capping in small squads. It's always good to have 4, because a single infantry will just cap too slow, and a bigger squad will be too fast, so you could cap more territories at the same time faster, because you still have to walk around. And that will take then the longest time. Okay, front line is looking really good. I think now is the point that we will have to do a little bit broader front line, because there's a lot of units just staying at one place. It's always more effective to have a broader front if you have the units for that. Oh, our units in the forest just got defeated. Doesn't matter as long as our main front line pushes into the direction of the opponent. We'll just see, here are 2 infantries doing nothing. Let's just move them back to the front line. And we have a lot of money again. Let's just build more barracks. And we could do another barrack. save for another factory. Let's save for another factory. So our main front line is pushing. Always don't forget your SAM units. Cycle around. Look what your capping troops are doing. As I said, I always try to have 4 infantries doing the capping. If it's possible, of course. If it's not that bad, if it's 3 or 5 or 6, but around that number. And the important thing here is to always push here front line. Let's try to hit this oil well. And try to keep SAM units in reach of your army, so if air units attack them from either side, you are prepared. And we have enough money. Just build more factories. Let's just build here. And another one here. Now our command, you see here the range of the command is probably not enough. So I'm just adding one here. And I think now we have 6 SAMs here together with those 2. Those are both dots of 4. That's a good number. You should aim for 4 dots. So we'll stop production in one of those factories. You can leave it on if it's too much. Doesn't really matter. And now I think this looks pretty good. So I would say the next money we get should go into this town. Just to get more income, getting more advantage, and we can move the SAMs a little bit more to the front. Now we have enough money for the town. And let's again cycle around. What are our capping troops doing here? It's looking good. Also looking good. Yeah, the single infantryman capping around here. Doesn't matter, he will get reinforcements here. Just drawing new lines for capping and deleting old ones that are not needed anymore. Okay, and let's have another look for the front line. AI tries to defend, but I think we just have too many troops here who will just crush this defensive line. I like to leave a little bit place between those commands, so my SAMs can find a place where I can position them. And now our artillery pieces are shooting at the enemy defense line. Any artillery piece in the defensive line will first shoot at the nearest unit, so our infantry going in are eating the damage, while our artillery just kills all those units. So really looking good for us. We have more money. Do we have another economy building that we can build? Let's zoom out a little bit. Here's another town. Already kept. Perfect. So just let's build it. I usually use the hotkeys, so if you can remember them. I think the important one is F1 and F2 for those 2 menus, but of course every button here has a hotkey just over it, like for example for command it's 2. I really like to use them as you get much faster if you're using them. And now all we have to do is further adapt commands, just wait until our units killing the opponent. Everything's looking fine. Here's still a lot of land. Let's do another capping barrack. Let's just place it here in the forest, a little bit hidden. it builds slower in the forest, but it isn't found by the opponent so fast. So there's a few units down here. Let's just split up a little bit of our army moving to the left side. We should have enough production to counter this, especially as the front line is looking that good. Oh, also capping units are already here. Here is some capping going on. Let's use this producer to go there. There's a few infantries here, but we have now. We are at the point where it really doesn't matter what we're doing, because we're getting so much income. We can just place more barracks. Oh, place more barracks. Maybe a little bit at the back, and keep pushing on. So this barrack could be destroyed. This was a little bit too optimistic. If this gets a problem, we can just do it like this. Split up a little bit of our reinforcements to the sides and doing another push here. But I think our push here is going so well, we can do anything now and we will win. Let's cycle around again. Don't think we need this anymore. If we need more units here, we can just put another barrack here. Actually, we have the money for it. Why not just place a barrack? We can delete this command. Looking good here. We're capping everything. Yes, we probably will lose this barrack now. It doesn't matter. I could micromanage a little bit to avoid this, but this wasn't the point of this video, so we'll keep on just pushing here. Just adapt the blue dots. Maybe even create one more if it's getting too broad and you're getting too much SAMs. And we'll just keep on moving here. Get every territory you can grab and keep on pushing the front line. Looks good to me. Now this could be getting an own army here. Let's just push on here. And here are enemy units. Let's go this way. The capping infantry will destroy this here. Looks good. We don't need this then. We can just go this way. Also capping is going on here. We have enough money to just build a little bit more economy. As it looks good for us, you can also build a trade route port here, because we can establish this trade route here, which gives us a huge amount of income. Capping is going on. I think the production now is getting strong enough to beat those infantries that got into our side. Even our barrack that was placed a little bit too much in the front did survive. So I think this is pretty much over. But we have to push until the opponent has no buildings or resigns. At this point, I even ignore those defensive lines and just push through, because we have the numerical advantage. Of course, I could just give the command to go here to the north and attack from the side. But as I said, I want to keep this as simple as possible. So we'll just keep pushing, capping, building more unit producers, building more eco, drawing more lines. Let's build this town down here so we can complete the trade route. Circle around what is happening. Redraw your commands. It's good to me. We're pushing here again. Probably there's some barrack hidden here in the forest. But as you see, our front line is advancing. We're just killing everything. As I said, here like to have a little place for the SAM units, and we just have enough units to just push through here. And here comes the resign, GG, AI. And as you see, it wasn't that difficult to win against an AI, just using 3 units and 2 types of commands. If you could also say it was 3 types because I used the single lane path command for capping and the 5 lane command for using the army, plus the blue dot command for the SAM units. But really, if you think how many different commands there are, you can haste, you can defend, line commands, attack commands, you can uh, use tanks to go to the back, commanders in the back. This is so much complexity, and I would really recommend start simple, like I did this in this video, and add one new thing after the other. Maybe next, build an airport and use some helicopters or some strikers to support your army. Or do a sea start where you build some shipyards. Just add one thing after the other. I hope I could show you a little bit that you can learn something from that. Thanks for watching and see you. Bye.